Hello everyone. In this video we're going to cover the installation and configuration of OrderForward, the invoicing automation extension for ShopTheRoe. So there are two ways to go about getting OrderForward. So your first way is you can come to your Chrome web store and you can just search for it in the search box here. It'll find it and then you can go ahead and begin the installation process that way. Or if you're following a link directly from ShopTheRoe, it'll take you to this screen here, which will be familiar, and you can go ahead and install the extension that way. Your two options in terms of installing the extension are to use the 14-day free trial, or if you've already previously used OrderForward, you can go ahead and purchase it for $3.99 a month if you'd like to do that. Once your free trial runs out, you'll have the option to purchase it at that time. So once you get to this point, before we go ahead and install it, I'd like to cover probably the most common mistake when installing extensions in your Chrome browser. And that is that most users don't realize that there are two actual logins in Chrome. Your first one is to your Chrome web store, which is the user you're purchasing it underneath here. And that's who you'll be purchasing the license under. The second is the user you're actually logged into your Chrome browser as, which is this little tab up here that most people miss. If you see this here, this account needs to be the same as this account. I'm going to assume that that's probably a ShopTheRoe specific account that you're using for your business. So if all you see is a little person icon up here, it means you're not logged into your Chrome browser as anyone. You'll need to click on this, click Manage People, and then go ahead and log in with that account so that these two match. So once you've got that set up and you have these two accounts are matching, and we're ready to go ahead and install this thing, let's come here, and we can go ahead and click install, whether that be buy or the actual installation. It'll say that it's installing the extension, and when that completes, we're going to be all set to move on to the next step. So the next thing that we want to look at is the actual extension itself. So the easiest way to do that is to look at it through your extensions tab here. If you're not sure how to get to your extensions tab, you'll see this menu here, which is these vertical three dots. So if you click on this and you go to more tools, and then you can go to extensions, and then that's how you can get to your extensions tab. I'm already on my extensions tab here. You can already see that I've already got the extension installed, and I have version 2.1.11. The version you have will likely be higher than that at the time you purchase it, so don't be concerned about that. Once you have it installed and we're all set to go, we're on to really the last step that we have to complete before we can use it, and that's configuration. It will run if you don't configure it, but it's highly recommended for optimization that you actually configure it. So that's a pretty easy step. There's two ways you can do it. You can click this little icon up here, which gives you this little window, or you can click the options link here, which gives you the same window. So once we're in the actual options window here, we can begin the configuration process. It's a pretty straightforward process. We make it pretty easy for you. If you scroll to the bottom and click Use Defaults, that's going to bring you back up to the top. It's going to give you a little message saying it's going to overwrite your current settings. You click the little yes link in the message, and it's going to go ahead and set all these settings up for you. You'll notice at the top here that your Chrome user ID is displayed. This is a safe identification number that Chrome provides you that we can use to identify you, but cannot be used for malicious purposes. So we provide that for reference. Your ShopTheRoe Bless URL, this is your URL to your new Bless site. We're using that for the sign-up feature, as well as we'll be using it for the new Bless invoicing once the web form is released. The next feature that I want to move on to is the price match feature. So this is a toggle button. You can toggle this on and off. Just remember, if you toggle it, to scroll to the bottom and click Save so that it actually saves your setting. And that's going to enable or disable the matching of prices between ShopTheRoe and Bless, or if you're using your backup of Square, which some consultants do, it'll match that as well. So it's going to make sure that whatever the person purchased it for is what we're actually invoicing them for, and it just provides an extra level of protection to make sure that they're charged and you're paid the appropriate amount of money. The next setting, which is really important, is this Bless invoice note setting. This is a very popular setting for consultants. They like being able to customize this notes to their clients. This creates a way for you to create a custom note, and then you can use these tags like location. So the location tag would say ShopTheRoe, or it would say the name of the multi-consultant sale if it came from a multi-consultant sale. You can use the order number, which is the ShopTheRoe order number, or the customer name, which is their full name, first name, last name, email address, or the Bless order number if you think that that's something you want to include, or this very last link here, which is the item image links. This is actually very popular. A lot of consultants love this this tag. You can include the tag usually towards the bottom of your message, and you just say, "And thank you for purchasing the following items." What this does is prevents you from having to get into a back and forth email exchange trying to convince them of what they purchased from you the night before, because maybe they bought a lot of things from a lot of people and they can't remember what they purchased from you. So that will help to reduce those exchanges and save you a lot of time. The Square invoice notes is the same thing. It's just for that platform if you choose to use that as your backup. Bless style descriptors to ignore is a way of being able to fine-tune the search engine. So these are words that we remove as descriptors from the names of the items in ShopTheRoe before they are before we go and look them up in Bless or in Square if you're using that as your backup. This what you can also do is to use phrases. So you can see that we support quotes up here, phrases and quotes. So you can string together a couple of words, surround them in quotes, and it'll remove that entire phrase from the name of the item before it goes and tries to look it up in Bless. It's just a way of being able to deal with updates in the future and things like that without having to wait for us to push a release to you. You can kind of tune that a little bit. I would strongly suggest that you keep it to words or to phrases, and don't use letters. Like I've seen before, some people will use the letter T, and it removes the letter T from all instances within the name, which may not be what you're looking to do, and could potentially cause some items not to be found. So that's kind of important to note. Keep that to words and phrases. So once you make those changes, if you do need to fine-tune this, even though that deals with about 99.9% of the cases that are out there, you're going to want to go ahead and click Save. It's going to take us to the top here. It's going to let us know, hey, you went ahead and saved this. You'll notice it says Save and Synced. Now that message is going to go away. So the Save and Synced is actually an important thing to note. We use, OrderForward uses Chrome Sync, which is a memory feature where Chrome has secure memory space allocated to your Chrome user account. And when you make your setting changes here, we save it to that memory space. So if you are using OrderForward extension on more than one system, you have a laptop, let's say, and maybe in your Lula room or whatever, you have a desktop, this will sync the settings between the two. So you don't have to copy over your notes from one to the other. Any changes you make on one reflect on all of them, and it's a really important, really great feature to kind of note. So so that covers pretty much everything in terms of configuration. We can go ahead and click Close on this, and we're all set to go. At this point, we're ready to go ahead and use OrderForward, and this is going to save you many minutes per order, and that adds up to quite a lot of hours in a month. So we think you'll find this extension to be extremely helpful. Once you get the extension installed, and we're going to cover this in our subsequent video, what you can expect to see when you log into ShopTheRoe is that for all orders that don't have this invoice checked off, so you haven't already gone ahead and invoiced them, you're going to get this sign up button, you're going to get this Bless button, and you're going to get your Square buttons to be able to integrate to those platforms. And we'll cover what each one of those buttons do in our subsequent video. So we'll look forward to providing that. So thank you very much for your time.